Kia ora, good evening. This is Mary Joseph. I'm coming live from Hamilton. I'm a licensed immigration advisor with HAV Services, and we're starting a new series of Q&A sessions. This is mainly to address queries in any kind of immigration related confusion for people who are based here in New Zealand. That's why if you see the title of the series is changed to Your Future in New Zealand. So as I said, I'm a licensed immigration advisor. I'm based here in Hamilton right now. It's still off. We are still in the work day. My team is still here, and we work till 5 p.m. New Zealand time. So yeah, before I get started with today's topics, I would like to share my license card, and that's my license card. You can see my license number is 20181050. You can go up to the Immigration Advisors Authority website and look it up. I'm authorized to provide immigration advice, and as I said, we are from HAV Services. We are an education migration services company, and we also provide great support to students who and migrants alike who have come through HAV to New Zealand and who are looking at making New Zealand their home. So I am mainly here to support and answer to questions to all those people based here in New Zealand. Okay, so that's the reason it is during a time that is still during New Zealand office hours. So before we get into questions, I want to touch upon a couple of topics that are, at the moment could be a worry for a lot of people who are based here in New Zealand. I know that because of the COVID situation, a lot of people have lost jobs. A lot of people are unable to thankfully enough, not many of HAV students who are there on that list of people who are struggling in terms of being able to retain their jobs. But I know a lot of you are struggling to stay in your jobs. So I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to talk to those who are struggling to be able to stay in those jobs, or whose visas are about to expire, or who have just come to New Zealand to visit, but you don't know what to do next because you're unable to leave the country, and the COVID situation has made it very difficult with the borders staying closed. We understand. We understand that each of your situations will be different, each of your circumstances will be different, and because of which I'm here to talk to you about certain possible solutions that you may have that you could look at. Now, if you're somebody who's on an employer-assisted visa and your visa is about to expire, luckily, and you still have your job, luckily Immigration New Zealand has just announced a policy yesterday that anybody whose visas are expiring between the July 10th this year to December 31st, you are eligible for an automatic extension of 6 months. So this is for those who are on an employer-assisted visa. I'm not talking about the employer-assisted work post-study work visa. I'm talking about anyone who's on an essential skills work visa or any of those visas which has been supported by the employer. These visas will be automatically extended, and you will get an email from Immigration New Zealand, I think by the 14th of this month. For those who have employer-supported visas, but you have lost your job, so technically you will be in breach of your visa conditions if you're not holding a job. Hence, if you're able to find another job, you could definitely apply for something called a variation of condition, where you will have to obviously change your employer, because you cannot work for another employer if you do have employer conditions on your visa. So you have to apply for a variation of condition. But please remember, at this time when there is so much of problem where people are losing jobs, the government and Immigration New Zealand is keen to ensure that employers have done significant effort or genuine efforts to hire New Zealanders first. Okay, that is one of the most important criteria of these essential skills work visas. So these visas have to be supported by the employer, and the employer will have to prove that there were no New Zealanders to fit this position. So during this time where a lot of New Zealanders are losing jobs, it is actually difficult to to prove to immigration that there were no New Zealanders, especially for lower skilled jobs. Okay, because of which, if you are applying for a variation of condition, you will need to be very, very careful. Okay, you need to ensure. I would suggest you don't have to come to us, but I would suggest please take advice from an advisor who can look at your case and ascertain to see if the efforts that were taken by the employer were sufficient or not. Okay, it's very, very important to do that. Now the next part is for people who have lost their jobs, who are on employer supported visas, who have lost their jobs and unable to find another job. Then you will have to look at alternate options as soon as possible, because you cannot be in breach of your conditions, your visa conditions. That your visa conditions will clearly say that you have to work for this employer. So if you are not able to find another job, then you will have to look up at backup opportunities. Now, what could be those backup options? The backup option number one is to obviously leave the country, which I'm sure after having invested so many years in the country, you don't want to do that. You don't want to let everything just drop and leave without making efforts. So the other reason why you're not also able to find jobs, maybe you're struggling to find jobs, is because there could be a gap in the skills. Because what happens is, I have noticed that there is a lot of change in the dynamics with jobs here in New Zealand. Of late, I have noticed that there's one role which will need many different skills that normally don't come with that job, normally don't associate with that job. So I have seen people doing multiple roles in one role. So I think sometimes it's important to analyze and see if you have a gap in your skills. And that's what we are doing at the moment. There are people who are talking to us. We have been advertising, and we've been getting a lot of inquiries, and we've been talking to them, and we're understanding that a lot of them have been working for about 10 or 15 years, have not upgraded themselves. So it is important to upskill. Okay, it's very, very important to upskill, and now is the right time to do it, when the industry is when the market is low, when there is the economy is slow. Now is the time to upskill. Now is the time to understand, okay, what will help me to find a job, what will help me grow in my career, what will help me get closer to my resident visa. So that's why you need to upskill. It's important. Now, going to the next point is, okay, I have a job, but I'm still in the low skill level, or I'm not able to get a higher salary, or I'm not able to qualify for a resident visa. Then what are my options? Your option again to go back and upskill. I would strongly recommend you to upskill. Don't think, okay, a lot of people do have this thing saying, okay, you're an education agent, so you're trying to try and slip in your agenda, because obviously we get commissions for referring students to agencies, but to institutions. But understand one thing: we are an education and migration services company. We will always advise you as a client what is best for you. Okay, so in terms of being able to make business, that's fine. We will do it in any category of visas, doesn't matter. But what is important is, for you as a client, what is more important? It is not necessary for you to do a master's only. It is not necessary for you to do a certificate, only a certain high level program at a university. No, even if it is guys, even if it means for you to do upskill through certification programs, through online certifications, that's good enough. That you can do by yourself. You don't even have to take a student visa. So what is important to understand is whether you have gap in your skills. That is very, very important to understand. Okay, please don't think that these guys have nothing else to do and that is the reason they're advising everybody to study. No, that's not what it is. That's that is, if when I started, if you say, when I started the session, I said that not many of our AJB students have lost jobs, is because we take pride in saying that our students have gone into the right programs and they have found good jobs, and that is the reason majority of our students are able to progress into resident visas, is because they're able to get those jobs as well. So we have seen Unfortunately, because you've not worked with the right agencies in the past, with the right advisors in the past, you have been misled into the wrong programs. I have seen people who are here in the country since 2012, 2013, have been just extending work visas. And that's because, primarily because you have come into the wrong program. Second, you have not made efforts to upskill yourself. You have not put in efforts to improve your English. You have not made an efforts to improve your personality and your confidence and your speaking skills, and so there are lots of things that you could possibly be missing. At the very basic could be your CV writing skills. Basic could be writing a cover letter, as basic as writing an email, as basic as responding to a telephone call. Have you made efforts of improving those areas of skills? Okay, that's very, very important to understand. So I won't take too much time, and we'll start. We have started getting some questions, so I'm going to get into answering those. But all those who are stuck here in New Zealand and you'd like to stay back here, you should talk to us. Okay, our number here in our office number, we're available from 9 to 5 on the weekdays. It's 0800 696977. It's a toll free number. You can give us a call and speak to us free of cost. There will be a no obligation a chat before, and then we will explain to you what needs to be done. And obviously there will be service fees for whatever application you decide to put in, but we are there to help you understand what your options are. Please understand that we as an agency believe in the end goal of a client, and not just, we don't work with the revenue matrix. We don't work with that. We work with client satisfaction. We work with who has met their end goals. Our success is of the people who have been able to stay here and as a resident and been able to progress to becoming citizens. That's what it is, right? So moving on, so let's look at the questions that are coming in. Certain ground rules. All those who are AJV clients, please start with us saying you're an AJV client, and those who are non-AJV, please provide your contact information so that we can reach out to you, right? Okay, so let's get into the questions and comments. So we've got we've got Ramakrishna Tyagarajan who says, there's somebody called Mahesh Madhavan who says, hi Mahesh. Then we've got Ramakrishna Tyagarajan who says, hi, do you have an office at Chennai? Ramakrishna, unfortunately, we don't have any offices in India. However, we've got advisors across India. And moreover, with the current COVID situation, do you really think you want to go and meet somebody at the office? I don't think so. I think it's best to work remotely. We are efficient. We have been in this industry doing this, online kind of a work from home for the past 8 years, and we've been very, very successful. And I think you should consider working with us, because we have already tried and tested this model, whereas a lot of other agencies are just doing it now because of COVID, but we have already mastered this remote operations, and we are doing extremely well with our clients. So please do provide your details, Ramakrishna, so that we can reach out to you. Thank you. We've got Ajay Dhawan who says, hi, I'm AJV client. Is there upcoming election in New Zealand? Do we expect any change in policy? Well, Aditya, thank you so much for working with us, first of all. And yes, there is elections in New Zealand. Yes, I will not deny that. We do have elections in September. We are expecting, and policy changes is something that I cannot anticipate or tell you. Yes, sometimes there is changes that happen with government change, but then we can't wait for sure unless and until we know. So we just have to wait and see how that works. Yeah. So that's what it is. Okay, next question we've got from Bibin Babu. He says, hi ma'am, my name is Bibin, an AJV client, planning to do graduate diploma in highways in VIT Taranaki. Could you please tell us about the job opportunities for this particular course as a fresher? Okay. Bibin, first of all, thank you for working with us. Amazing course. It's an amazing program. However, it is a tough one. Okay. I would recommend you to understand that I don't know what your background is, but If you are not directly from the civil engineering background, you will struggle because it is very different from any other industry. I know that sometimes students are from other industries or other backgrounds are also accepted into this program, but if you're from civil, you'll be okay. But if you're from other industries, you will struggle because I know that the program is quite tough. It's very, very practical in nature. Even though it says management, a lot of papers say management. You have to do about 8 papers, and 8 papers, and definitely it's a very intensive program. However, it's got amazing outcomes. That's what I can tell you. If you're looking at a good outcome in a program that's an engineering program, I think you should consider this course. Also, please remember that highway engineering is in the long-term skill shortage list of New Zealand. Hence, your partner can also come in on a work visa, and they're assured jobs because it's in the skill shortage. I won't say guaranteed jobs, so the jobs are there. It's only a matter of you meeting those requirements. And a lot of people I see start off with a salary of about $65 to $70,000 on this kind of a program. So it is a good course. I would recommend you strongly to go ahead and choose that course. Yeah, all the best, and we hope to see you, because if you're going to Taranaki, we may not be able to see you, but if you're coming to Hamilton, the college is just 3 blocks away. It's just across the road, and we have a lot of students from NZIHT coming and seeing us. The NZIHT campus runs the course for WIT here in Hamilton. So yeah, we do have a lot of students coming in. So yeah, hope to see you then. Okay, next question we've got Mohammed Shahita, who says, I want to inquire about online study there, and is it possible to get visa after completing online study? Okay, so Mohammed, you have not provided us your phone number, but however, I'll still answer this for you. Now, the policy says that you have to study 30 weeks in New Zealand. Okay. Yes, there are a lot of courses in New Zealand where there are online programs, and they are within New Zealand. Okay. So you get a student visa, and then you have a blended learning kind of a thing where you have half of your course delivered online and half in the core in the college. But purely, I know you must be talking about distance learning, but distance learning will not qualify you for a post-study work visa. So if that's your question, here's your answer. So you won't qualify for a visa after the post, if you do this course online. Okay. Right. So that's what the questions are. Okay. So there are no more questions on Facebook. So let me quickly check what's there on YouTube. So YouTube says, okay, we've got Joel Joes says, when will NZ open? Well, we don't know. I'll still answer this question for you if you've not given your number, but we don't know when the New Zealand borders will open. Then we've got Kulwant, who says, what is the future of pharma or pharmaceutical professionals in New Zealand, and how can they survive until they get a job after visa clearance and arriving in the country? Interesting. Kulwant, can you please share your contact information so that I can answer that for you? Thank you. Will a 3-year stay-back rule be extended beyond 2021 December? Kiran, can you please answer? Okay, so you're still working with... Okay, so I'll just answer that question for you. So there is a 3-year stay-back for every person coming to New Zealand studying a level 8 and above program. So it is not... There is no deadline of December 2021 for those who qualify for a post-study of 3 years studying a level 8 program and above. The restriction of 2021 December is only for those people who are going to do a graduate diploma program and are eligible for a 2-year post-study work visa or a level or any course lesser than level 7. It is not for... There is no... As I said, there is no restriction for those who are studying a level 8 and above. Okay, so that's the policy. I'm just going to give you clarity on that. Okay, right. So we've got one more question on Facebook. It is Anuzi Prasant. Says, hi, which university is best for business psychology? Anuzi, you'll have to give us your phone number so that I can answer that question for you. Thank you. Right. Okay, so we've got no more questions. We gotta wait. Surprising, and I mean, I came online during this time with an intention that we'll have people here in New Zealand who will ask questions, but it doesn't look like a lot of people from within New Zealand have come online to watch this session. So I think it's something that we need to look at. Right. Um, We've got Ramakrishna Tyagarajan who's come back and asked, saying, is IELTS required? Ramakrishna, please provide your contact number for me to answer that question for you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, it's pretty quiet, so just gonna check again. Okay, so we've got somebody from Hamilton who's saying hello to me. He's Jitin Prasad, who's one of our AJV students in Hamilton. Hi, Jitin, how are you doing? Yeah. Okay, so Ramakrishna has given me his number. Thank you very much, Ramakrishna. So yes, IELTS or Pearson test of English will be required because English language requirements have to be met for New Zealand unless you have gained a qualification from certain countries, but India doesn't come in the list of those countries. So it's usually UK, Australia, Canada, US, and South Africa come on the list of countries. You need to get so that's how it is. So for that, only if you have a qualification from these countries is your IELTS will be waived. Okay, yeah, thank you. Next question, we've got Abdul Kayam who says, seeing the tough rules INZ is having day by day, do you think we should ever think of New Zealand to come as a student visa? Well, Abdul, I should tell you the first thing that I will answer this. You have not given us your number, but I will still answer this for you. Abdul, probably New Zealand has the most lenient, I won't say lenient, but has the most fair policies at this stage when the world is going through so much of chaos. New Zealand is probably the only one country that is being fair to its people, to its migrants. New Zealand is offering a lot of support to migrants here in New Zealand, and that is because we understand that this country, if you see, we have our population, we are mainly migrants here. So because of which the because of international education, because of migrants, this country's economy is, and also international education contributes to one of the most important industries for our economy. So in that case, I think it is it is definitely a good option for you to come to New Zealand, is because we know that even though the policies are strict, for those who have the skills, it is the perfect country to come to. Also, we are fair. Also, we are or we do care about the outcomes. If the COVID situation, nobody's been thrown out of the country. They were taken care of. Visas were extended automatically. Yes, there have been changes in policies a bit, but that is more to streamline the process. It is more to facilitate better outcomes to people, better futures for people, and also to strengthen the economy. So well, I am talking not as a business, as a person, who's here as a licensed advisor, but I'm talking to you as a migrant because I'm a migrant myself. So I have gone through those stages which you're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I think New Zealand is definitely one of the countries you should consider, especially how we have responded to the COVID situation, both in terms of jobs, in terms of visas, in terms of how we have managed the pandemic. The government has managed the pandemic. Yeah, so that's how it is. Okay, next question. We've got Chitambaram Tanu who says, I'm Chitambaram AJV client. I got dependent open work visa. I got stuck in India. Any ideas of opening of international borders? Unfortunately, I don't have much news on that, Chitambaram. I wish I could give you more information, but we are in the dark as much as you are. We know as much as you know. So we will have to just wait for what the government decides in terms of opening the borders, because the country has been taking such good care of keeping the numbers low, of eliminating COVID. Opening up the borders mean we are opening ourselves up to risks, so that is the reason they are taking a lot of care on that. Yeah. Okay. So we will stay in touch with us, and I'm sure my team will update you as and when these the situation changes. Thank you. Next question, we've got Sam Alhabra, who says, redundant by employer on work to residence. If I can't get a job with an accredited employer, can I apply for another job? Okay. Sam, I would really like to have your contact information, because yeah, to answer that I will have to get your number, but I can tell you that it's a bit tricky, and we will need to look at your entire situation. So if you're saying, okay, you've come back and asked me further question. You said, what is the chance PR can be approved during pandemic? They said there's a huge backlog INZ, and they prioritize high income and engineers, doctors, etc. Sam, number one, if you are with an accredited company, getting a resident visa after you complete 24 months of working with that company is what INZ is going to look at. And the process over there is very short. It's not as long as the skilled migrant category, which is taking about 18 to 24 months at this stage. But if you are already on a work to residence visa, then converting it into a resident visa, or applying for a resident visa, is rather simple, and not the such long process which you are anticipating. Okay, so I think you should speak to us. I would request you to take down my contact details. Or number is 0800 696977. Please do contact us so that I can provide you further information on that. Sorry, I just got distracted. My team is about to leave, so I was just looking at them and kind of waving them off. So okay, so the next question we've got is Shrima Mohan. Says a number already given, FB inbox. Thank you, Mohan. I would like to know about getting residence. I heard that due to COVID, INZ is not accepting EOI. Still, is it possible for apply for EOI? Okay, so this is yesterday's update that immigration has suggested that they are postponing the selections of EOIs. However, the online system is still accepting EOIs. So you can apply. However, please be aware that it will take some time to be selected. The other thing is, it's important at this critical time to be absolutely sure that you qualify. Okay, it's important. A lot of people are taking hasty decisions and applying online by themselves without taking help from an advisor, or without properly getting their profile assessed and their qualifications, and their whether they're getting the correct points, whether they're claiming points in the right areas. So a lot of people are jumping the gun and going ahead and apply themselves. It is going to cost you a little bit of money to work with an advisor, but please understand it's worth the investment. It's like taking insurance. Why do you take insurance? You take insurance because if there is a problem, you know where to go to. You know that there is support. So it's just like that to work with an advisor. So we look at it and we say, okay, these are the problem areas, fix these problem areas, and if tomorrow there's a problem, we will deal with it. We will know how to respond to it. So it is important to work with an advisor, guys. Yes, understand it's a small investment to make for you, for your lifetime of happiness, because you're not applying a resident visa only for 1 or 2 years of living here, right? You're going to be here for the rest of your life, and not just you, your family, and your future generations. So it's a small investment to make to ensure that things go right. Okay. Yes, at this point in time, you may not have the money, but you can always talk to your advisor and get flexible payments. We do flexible payments. We do support our clients by giving flexible payments. We are not we know that things are hard, so please do talk to us. If there is any hesitation, do talk to us and tell them, hey, what, this is how it is. Can I pay a little later, or can you help us? So we are open for discussion. So please do talk to us. And as I said, give us a call on our toll free number and take a free consultation first. If you're based here in New Zealand, understand what your chances are, and then you decide if you want to work with us. Yeah. Thank you. Right, Jitin Prasad, one of our HAV students, says, ma'am, once we complete our 2 years work visa, and if company we're working is not providing a visa, in that case, we have to go back to our country, or is there a chance so that we can stay in New Zealand? Jitin, yes, there are different categories of visas that you can apply for after the 2 years of post-study work visa. So I think it is about it's important to find the right job in that 2 years, okay, which will qualify you for a resident visa straight away. That should be your goal, is to find a job which meets the threshold of say 25, 50 per hour, which is a high skill level, and then you can directly apply for a resident visa. Why not? Yeah. So stay in touch with us, Jitin, and whenever you find a job, do discuss your options with us. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Next, Chitambara Tanu says, my wife applied for a lot for part-time in Christchurch. Will AJB give job leads in Christchurch to get part-time, since we are your privileged HIV client? Yes. Chittambaram, thank you so much. Yes, you are our privileged clients, but at the same time, I'll be honest with you, we have always mentioned from the beginning that we are not a job services, we are not a placement company. Our specialization, our expertise is to be able to support, to make the right choices for education and the visa services. We have not actively gotten into recruitment services, which is the job search services. We don't have strength in that area, so we are being honest, we are unable to provide that at this stage. At this current scenario, not just you, there are a lot of people struggling with part-time jobs, because there are companies shutting down, and the economy is going through a change. So we request you to keep looking. We request your wife to probably seek out and see if she can get into essential services like healthcare, where she can work part-time in the healthcare support. She could work in essential services like supermarkets and stuff like that. So get her to reach out to these places, and ask her to give us a call, and we will try to connect her with people within in Christchurch and who could possibly help. As I said, I cannot guarantee, but we can see what we can do. Yeah, just ask her to speak to us first. Yeah, thank you. Next question, we've got Niranjan Madhusudan, who says, do we need to show funds again when we take extension of our visa? I am a first year PhD student who only has a visa up to half of my course. Hi, Niranjan. Can you please provide me your contact information, because here in New Zealand, it'll be great to connect with you. Please do provide your contact information. I'll answer that question for you. Thank you. Okay. Tarun Sharma on YouTube, you've asked me a question. Could you please give me your phone number so that I can answer that question for you? Thank you. We've got someone called Kartavya Kabra who has also asked a question. Please share your number so that I can answer this question for you. Thank you. Jocelyn Menis says, hi Jocelyn, how are you? Please share your contact information and your query so that I can answer that. Okay, right, the questions have stopped. Take a quick water break and wait for the next questions to come in. Yep. It has been crazy raining for the past 2 or 3 days here in New Zealand, and it's been wet mornings, but and the days are also shorter because it's winter. It's pretty cold this week. In fact, it's expected that in Hamilton it'll go down to -1 degree. So we're excited. It's because it's cold, but it's quite nice. It's within when you're indoors and it's well insulated and you've got your heat pumps. You really don't know. It's nice and warm inside the house always, and when you step out, it's nice and cold. Thankfully, we don't see snow here. It doesn't snow, and it's not really that bad. Down south in certain places, yes, there is snow, but here up north we only see rain and a chill breeze. That's it. So we don't really have snow here, But it's been a good winter so far. We're seeing -1 degree, so it's good. Yeah, and it's been raining. It's not that great. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? That's about it. Okay. I think I'm gonna all those who are watching this session and are waiting for the last minute to answer your questions or post your questions, please do that now. Okay, so we've got Chetan Surya who says he's given his number. Thank you very much, Chetan. Um, my question is, due to IELTS not available, Duolingo is accepted in New Zealand. Okay. Um, I hear that Duolingo is an online test that is available. And a lot of agencies have, I know that there are some colleges that have started accepting, but most universities are not accepting. Okay. Um, so we'll have to find out, Chetan. Not everyone is accepting it. So we will have to check which institution you're looking at and then talk to them and see if they do accept. Okay. So when you do connect with my team, ask them to check the institution that you have selected whether they do accept Duolingo. There is no blanket rule at this stage for accepting these tests, and the NZQA is not confirmed. However, I know for a fact that NZQA has suggested that an online IELTS test, which is being tested in certain countries where there is an online IELTS test that is being conducted, is accepted. But at this stage, Duolingo has not been confirmed by NZQA. Yeah, thanks. Okay, next question we've got Ruchi Doshi who says, "Hello, ma'am. I've completed my CS and MCom, having good work experience. Wish to settle in New Zealand with my husband. Let me know what type of visa to enter New Zealand." Ruchi, thank you so much for your comment. Could you please share your CV and of your husband on this ID, which is info at ajvglobal.com. Depending on where you're based, the query will be directed to, and then we'll have one of our team members contact you on this. Yeah, thank you very much. Nikhil NKZ says, what about IDP indicator? No, again, I don't have that information whether IDP indicator is acceptable. Unfortunately, as I said, the approval has to come from NZQA, and at this stage I know that only IELTS online has been approved by NZQA for to be accepted. Yeah, thank you. Chetan says, always FinTech College, Hamilton, I'm interested. Okay, Chetan, as far as I know, the last I've heard from FinTech, they do not accept. They are still looking at IELTS and TOEFL and PTE. So why don't you have a chat with one of my team members and they will contact FinTech again and find out. Okay. So yeah, good time to get started with your process, because yes, most likely the borders will be reopened for the February session. We are staying positive and working towards that intake, staying positive. Okay. So just have a word with my team when they connect with you. Thank you. Chetan says, thank you for your response. You're welcome, Chetan. Next, we've got Ruchi who says, also let me know the funds required. Ruchi, I don't know what pathway you'll be eligible for, so it's going to be difficult for me to talk to you about the funds required. Okay. So my recommendation would be for you to please send your CVs, yours and your husband's, and then somebody will get in touch with you. Okay. Thank you. Right. Okay. Just quickly bouncing back and forth between Facebook and YouTube, because I'm coming live from YouTube and Facebook. We've got Anirudh Ayagari who says, hello, ma'am. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to seeing you in Auckland. Looking forward to seeing you too, Anirudh. Thank you very much. Anirudh is one of our students studying Masters in Data Analytics from AUT University. Or Data Science, I think. Yeah, Data Science, sorry. We've got Aparna Sabu, who says, please suggest universities for bachelor's in nursing. Aparna, we do have a lot of schools offering nursing programs here in New Zealand. Please share your number, then my team will connect with you. However, the biggest challenge will be to get an IELTS score of 6.5 in all band. That is the requirement for a nursing course. So please ensure that you have that English language requirement, which is very, very important. Yeah. And then we will offer you also the options that is available for you. Thank you. Harshit Singh says, what is the scope of job after LLM in New Zealand? Okay, so Harshit, please give us your phone number so that we can answer that for you. Thank you. Okay, any other comments? Oh, we have got one of our very good clients, Sunando Basu, who's commented. Hi, Sunando. Sunando says, hello, Mary. Nice to have your session after a long time. Yes, I have kind of taken a back step. We are focusing on a couple of other things. As I said, we have a lot of people wanting support here within New Zealand. We have been very, very busy extending our support to them. And I've got my two able colleagues, Tulika and Navya, who have been, doing these sessions, and I'm sure they're keeping you all entertained and updated. Yeah. So I just took a step back, but I've come today to start, as I said, I started a new series to talk to people, especially who are in New Zealand. I did not expect a lot of people, in other countries, especially in India. It's quite early for you guys. We didn't expect you all to jump in online and ask questions. But thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you taking the time this early and coming and watching this session. Thank you. Usman Bey says, can I get admission in MBA faculty? I have BSc honors in urban and regional planning. Usman, sorry, you'll have to provide us your contact information for me to answer that for you. Thank you. Okay. So we've got somebody whose name is Never Give Up on YouTube, and his question is, or his or her question is, when will New Zealand start visa processing from India? Well, that'll answer. You're not sure with the situation escalating in India, so we really don't know if the visa processing center will open there and will open soon. We don't really know. But then again, even if they do open, the borders remain closed, so New Zealand cannot process any visas while the borders remain closed. So we'll have to just wait and see, how these things pan out. Yeah, so we'll have to wait for the borders to reopen. We also, at the same time, people in India also will be at risk if the offices are open. So yeah, so New Zealand's very careful about all these things. Thank you. Next, we've got a question from Saurav Babbar, who says, hi, ma'am, my wife is doing PG in hospitality. She has 7 years of experience in air ticketing. So can she go in this field for work or PR? Saurav, thank you for sharing your number. Please send us your CV and of your wife to info@AJV Global. It's info@ajvglobal.com. Please send your CV so that we can assess and come back to you. Thank you. CVs, I mean, both your CVs. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, it looks like we have no more questions. Guys, whoever, I think we've got quite a few people watching. If you have any other questions, please please do okay, so I just got this quick update from my team. This is regarding the English proficiency test. So just give me a second. I'm just reading through that. Okay, so so there is something called an NZQA information about English language proficiency. So there looks like there have been a bit of changes. Okay, so there seems to be know information straight away about Duolingo tests, but um, NZQA has provided some indication to the colleges about verifying the English language test provided, especially if somebody's taking an online test like IELTS online. So the colleges have a responsibility to verify those tests, and that's what is updated. So I think, but Duolingo is not mentioned. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Right. So that's about it. I think I'm going to do a wrap here now. We don't have any more questions, but thank you so much for coming in and asking your questions, all those based here in New Zealand. Please feel free to call us on 0800 696977 between the hours of 9 and 5 on the weekdays. If you want to reach us on the weekends, you can best is to send us an email at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. This is directly managed by the New Zealand team, so we will have somebody connect with you within the day. Also, hopefully, we are also planning to have somebody available on the weekends. I understand that a lot of people are not able to talk to someone because you're working through the week, and then you'll go back home, and by the time we are also off work. So if there's any of you who want to talk to us on the weekend, we are happy to accommodate that. Please reach out to us. Do not hesitate, because I don't think a lot of agencies do that. But I and my team understand that you are busy and you are trying to keep your job. You're trying to stay and have a visa valid here in New Zealand. So we are more than happy to talk to you on the weekend as well, or even if required, you want to come in and see us at the office. We are happy to do that. So please do let us know if you want to speak to us over the weekend. We are happy to accommodate that, and we will talk to you about the weekend. Yeah, just send us an email at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. We will see how best we can support you, even if it means talking to you late in the evenings. We will work out that. There's no problem. Yeah, thank you very much, all those who are here in New Zealand. And sorry, before I go away, there was a quick question from Mohammed Ayaz. Says, Mohammed, thanks for your question. If I think you are, can we both? So it looks like you're based overseas and you've asked us a question. You have not provided us our contact details. Can you please send us an email, Mohammed, and we will connect with you. Please send us an email to immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. If you can give me your number, I can answer this question for you straight away. Yeah. So, or I can pick up the phone and talk to you. So do share your contact information. Thank you. Right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna. We're almost at the end of the session. It's already 5:26. So do give us a call, give us a ring. If you're contacting us from overseas, from anywhere apart from New Zealand, you can email us at info@ajvglobal.com. So we will have an advisor region or in your region or closest to your region contact you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for coming in. And ka kite ano. See you next week. Thank you.